The City Girls are broke. Young Miami confirms that she and JT are no longer in a group and explains why they decided to go their separate ways. In a recent viral post shared by The Shade Room, they quoted her saying, "The group ain't making no money. We not working. I was just like, I gotta figure something out."
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Now, are we really surprised that things ended up exactly how we probably expected for a rap duo that helped encourage toxicity and literally encourage women to sell their bodies for money ended up like this? If you ask the Urban Dictionary the definition of a city girl, you will get the following. Definition number 1, a girl who don't give an F about no ninja, is in her bag one way or other, not a 304, it wants to specifically state, but can be one. In case she has to be a 304, probably to pay the bills or something, she can be one and likes to have fun because you only live once. The F. Second definition, a beautiful, fearless girl that... I'm sorry. A beautiful, fearless girl that knows her worth and acknowledges and respects other beautiful girls around her. Speaking about city girls knowing their worth, we'll get to that later. The last definition was a female who get effed by everyone, basically a neighborhood 304. I think the best way to know what people stand for is to not only listen to what they claim to stand for, but to look at their life choices and actions. You see, we're really talking about two things here. We have the music duo known as the City Girls, who are an American hip-hop duo consisting of Young Miami and JT, both whom originate from Miami, Florida. And then you have the City Girl lifestyle, the brand, the movement. Now, there were parts of the lifestyle that a lot of these chicks would claim really wasn't that toxic, right? There was a sense of female empowerment that went along with the whole City Girl movement. And like most musicians and their fans, you have women who enjoyed the music and separated themselves from the lifestyle. And then you have the chicks who were really about all of it. You see this trend a lot also in like drill music and other violent, toxic rap. Now, when I said you have the chicks that embrace all of it, you may be wondering all of what? All that the City Girls claim to stand for by word of mouth and also by actions. Things like selling their bodies for fame and money. City Girls, Young Miami admits, "I am worse," and I quote, "I am worse than a 304.
I'm really like I'm on like with a W. Like I'm on."
And if you guys didn't hear that, because my editor probably bleeped it out, she said, "I am a WHORE." Yes, that was Young Miami last year admitting that she was a WHORE, as in a woman who sells her body for monetary gain. And in that interview, it wasn't like someone like Young Miami didn't know her lifestyle was horrible and toxic. In fact, if you saw that video, you knew that she knew her lifestyle was toxic, because if it wasn't, then she would have no problem with her daughter living the same lifestyle she does.
What if Summer comes to you as pretty as she is and says, "Mom, I want to be a city girl"?
She ain't gonna be no city girl.
Summer ain't allowed to be no city girl?
So Summer is her daughter.
I want her raised totally different. Like I really want her to just be like, like level-headed, a schoolgirl. I kind of was raised different, so I don't want to raise her up how I was raised. So, I'm a city girl, ain't nothing wrong with it, but I don't want that for my daughter.
This is kind of sad. This is kind of sad because you guys know when the lights and cameras kind of go off, what she said there is kind of deep. She basically just said she was raised up to be a... The whole City Girl concept is kind of a contradiction because a big part of it claims to not need a man at all, right? They're strong boss chicks while at the same time needing men to finance their strong boss chick lifestyle. If it wasn't for the men that these chicks would claim they don't need, then their whole lifestyles that they flaunted online without those men would literally be impossible. It turns out City Girls do need men after all, especially with lyrics like, "I need a ninja who gon' swipe them visas." However, there has been a shift. And yes, I am talking about the type of shift we see with a lot of women who promote promiscuity. Think Brittany Renner going from this to this. That's exactly what's happening with City Girls, which might point to the end of the whole City Girl era altogether. I'd say people saw this shift first with JT, because based on what I know, City Girls don't get into long-term relationships. And they definitely don't go on the Joe Budden podcast and give hot takes about why marriage is important and also encouraged Joe Budden to get married.
Now, not to snitch on anybody here, but there are some people here that don't subscribe to tricking.
And he on that couch.
Next to you.
Close by.
Both of them.
Bringing the value down on JT with this non-tricking shit.
Hold on.
Here we
I'm
go.
gonna say this to you guys. I have turned over a new leaf.
Oh, no.
Lost the
Is that so? Is that so?
Fix that mic so we can hear.
Yeah.
Just
You
fix that
heard
mic
it
so I
right,
can hear.
nigga. You heard what he did.
She tried to sell a
Listen, my
mixtape.
brother.
She tried to sell a mixtape. She lying.
You guys, I have turned over a new leaf. I am in a new era. If you guys, you should all get married in here.
Wait.
Yes, girl.
Wait.
This has been a good interview.
You should all get married. Who'd ever thought?
Wait, what the? Where's JT? It's a doppelganger.
No, this is the city Cinderella boo.
All right, we all should get married.
Yeah, especially you. Joe, you always in some shit. Go get married.
That's not the only recent plot twist to The City Girls. Revolt just released a video featuring Young Miami titled Young Miami on her relationship with Diddy, JT fallout, and reclaiming her voice. And in that interview, there were definitely some regrets, right? There was a sense of regret coming from Young Miami. And if you look at that last video of her saying she's a WHORE, and you think, okay, well, we've only seen you with this man, Diddy, so chances are you probably regret selling your soul and body to a billionaire for the sake of money and fame. She went on to discuss the challenges she faced with the City Girls and also mental health struggles. There are a couple of key takeaways. Overall, the interview was definitely trying to get the message across that she had, in a way, cut ties with Diddy. And we just have to keep it real and serve some coffee.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
There was some lies told in that interview. One of the lies she told is she was surprised that people were accusing her of being Diddy's biggest supporter, when we all remember her doing this. BET recently awarded Diddy with the Lifetime Achievement Award. And at the same time Diddy was trending for this award, Young Miami, his side chick, was also trending. Why? Well, because while everybody was applauding, Young Miami was caught in the audience holding up a Go Poppy sign. I mean, if that isn't something your biggest fan or supporter would do, then I don't know what is. Bottom line, in particular when it comes to Young Miami's situation, it sounds like her life's in shambles. It sounds like her mental health is in shambles and everything else. But again, are we really surprised? Are we really surprised that a lifestyle like the one she lived, and Diddy included, any man or woman who embraces constant partying, hedonism, messing with 304s, being a 304, would lead to toxicity, failed relationships, and much more? Let's keep it real. Most of us aren't surprised. In fact, I've been claiming that this would end in tears for over a year now, and she did in fact cry. It didn't take that long. It was like 3 minutes leading into her Revolt interview. Again, the message here is clear for anybody, man or woman. A life lived chasing sex, money, fame, not having any moral compass, and being willing to do anything, and having no boundaries or lines to get what you want out of life. And in that process, neglecting building healthy relationships, settling down, building families, can only lead to regret. And on the topic of music, I love music just like the next person. However, this year, and you guys heard me talk about this last year, I've done my best, not the best. I'm not going to sit up here and exaggerate, but I've definitely put in more effort this year to make sure that I've gotten rid of a lot of toxic music that I believe doesn't serve my mental state, values, and goals. And once in a while, a song will come on. I'll be like, these guys are just talking about nothing but trash. Once in a while. But in most cases, I do my best to make sure I'm not entertaining music that's just straight toxicity and trash, regardless of how good the beat is. And I have to be completely transparent as I'm sharing this because, number one, I don't think you should do the same thing just because I'm doing it. I just know there are a lot of people who want to do this. And if you want to know if it will help your mental state and life in general, yes, it will. Right? Now, encourage it if you're looking to achieve those same goals. Guys, as always, I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pod. What do you think of this whole situation? Comment down below. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.